Yeah, good evening, everyone. Good evening. I hope so. I'm live now. Let me check it from my side once. If you're able to hear me and if you're able to see me, just confirm if I'm audible to you and if my screen is visible to you or not. Okay. Okay, I'm live. Fine. Okay, guys. Good evening, guys. Good evening. Just confirm from your side if everything is fine and if we can move forward or not. Okay, just a little confirmation that I want from your side. Okay. Please, guys. Hello, guys. Hello, everyone. Okay, is the comment freezed? Okay, it's fine. Great. Okay, so if it is fine, so again, welcome back to the day third of this very basic Web Essential Bootcamp. And yeah, we have to move forward with a Git that we already started in last class. Okay, so I think so we were done with commit and we have to move forward with the branches. Yet there is no practical part. But yeah, again at the end of the session, I will move forward with the GitHub site and over there will show you how to create a repository and then how to actually create branches and all on GitHub. Okay. Yeah, good afternoon or good evening. I think so. Good evening would be much more better. Okay, according to your time zone, it would be good afternoon. So yeah, fine. Okay, guys, so let's move forward and let's see what is the next concept that we have in this session. So, yesterday, what we were done with understanding what Git and GitHub is. We were done with some of the commands. We were done with commit. Okay, now the next thing that we have is branches for now. Okay, so what are branches? Why we exactly need this? And yeah, so we will understand that and the command to create branches in your terminal. That will be the next concept. Okay. Yes, Pradipto. Good evening, Pradipto. Okay, so what is branches? So in this case, you can also take an example of branches from the tree. Okay, so how does branches on a tree work like? So on a bigger term, it all originates from a single tree, but they get separated and they have a single entity or else a different entity from each other. So same way the branches in GitHub also works similar, somewhat similar. So in GitHub, a branch, what it does you so it lets you work on different features separately. Okay, so what do I mean by different features and what do I mean by separately? Okay, different features or bugs separately without affecting the main code. Okay, that's the one thing to remember. So you have a main code, okay, in one branch, and if you want to actually work on a different code or else different bug, in that case, you can actually go forward with creation of branches. Okay, so that's the one thing. Now I will also explain you in a different concept way. So let's suppose what you have is, let's suppose you have one branch. Okay, let's take this square as one branch, and I will name it as a main branch. Now, what happened was you wanted to do some changes, but what the main branch is directly related to your production, and you do not want to affect your production. So what you will do is, in that case, you will just create a separate branch. Let's suppose I am naming it as a test branch. Okay, and test branch will be just a copy of your main branch. You will do all the changes that you need. Okay, so in this branch you will do the changes, you will test the changes, whatever changes you have done, and if everything works fine, then you will merge this test branch with the main branch. Okay, so remember branches at the end originate from one branch. Okay, so suppose you have four branches in your GitHub repository. They all four branches would have originated from one particular branch. In this case example, we have main branch, and whatever extra branches you have, it will get originated from the main branch itself. Now remember, code in two branches will be separate. Okay, it means you can have a different codes in both of the branches. In main branch you can have some code, and in test branch you can have something else. Okay, so that's the profit of branches. You can actually work on different features simultaneously without affecting the one particular branch. Okay, again, if you get back into the definition, what is branches? So branches lets you work on different features or bugs separately without affecting the main code. That's one main agenda of the branches. Okay, remember this. Now, one more thing. There is no limit to how many number of branches you can create. In some of the open source repository, there has been hundreds of branches being created. So remember, there is no limitation to number of branches that you can create. And next thing, once all the changes has been done, you will have an option to merge the changes to the main branch. Okay, that's also one more important thing that you have. Now, next concept. If I have a multiple branches, okay, in this case, I have a multiple branches, okay. So if I have multiple branches, in that case, what will happen? It means I also need to switch between two branches. Okay, that is also one thing to remember. Okay, yeah. So if you have a multiple branches, it means you need to switch between branches. Why do you need to switch between branches? Obviously, if you have multiple branches over where you are working on a different code basis, in that case, you will need to switch between branches. Okay, so how exactly can you switch between two branches? Now, first thing, before switching, we need to understand creation of branches. Okay, so I will drag it down. Before switching, how you can create a branch in, okay, not this one. Okay, let me delete it up directly. Okay, so first thing is creation of branches. That's the first thing that you have. So in creation of a branches, how exactly can you create a branch by using command? So see, I will show you how to create a branch on GitHub, but the command part I'm leaving up to you. So to create a branch, you have a command of git branch and then whatever branch name you have. Okay, so git branch and branch name that you have. Okay, so that will be used. And remember one more thing. So let's suppose I'm creating a feature branch. So I will be writing git branch feature branch in this case. Okay. Now you have created a branch and you want to switch between two branches. In that case, what you will exactly be doing? For that case, I have a command git checkout and then the branch name that you have. Okay, git checkout and then the branch name will that you have. Okay. Attendance link will be shared only at 7:30. Okay. So if you have a feature branch, in that case, I will just directly write git checkout and feature branch. Okay, git checkout feature branch. So these are the two commands that you can use to create and switch between two branches. Now, how to switch between branches in GitHub directly? I will tell you. No need to worry about that. Okay. Fine. So these, what is branch again? Again, branch is a concept where you create two different copy of a same code in a same repository. Remember, branches are created in a same repository. They are not created in a separate repository. You have a single repository. Okay, let's take a more better example. Let's suppose this is your repo. Okay. Now in this repo, what happened was there is a condition where you have to create a extra feature for your repo for your code base. Okay. Now the problem is you cannot actually implement that extra feature directly into the production. Okay. So to implement this extra feature, what you do is you create a separate branch. Okay. So now this extra feature will be done in an extra branch. Okay. So I will name it as a new branch. Uh, NCH. Okay, now remember one thing. New branch that I have created, the code will come from an already existing branch. Let's suppose I have an already existing branch of main. Okay, let's suppose I have this condition where I have an already existing branch of main. So whatever code I will be copying in the new branch, everything will come from the main branch directly. Remember, for the first instance, you have to make a copy of the code from any particular branch. Okay, once the copy has been made, then they both all are considered separate. Okay. Now, in case of deployment, you work again with the branches. If you have created deployment with a main branch, the code in new branch is not going to affect that. Okay, remember that. So they both are two different copy of the code where even two different people can work on a two different branches. Okay, even branches are also important concept in collaboration. So each developer, let's suppose I have four developers working for me. Okay, so let's suppose I have four developers. Now these four developers will not actually work on a single branch. Okay. So they will not use single branch. Why will they not use single branch? Obviously, if they use single branch, in that case, there will be too many conflicts that is going to happen. Okay. So for that case scenario, we will create four different branches for my four different developers. Okay. So in this case scenario, then I will create four different branches. Okay. So now four different branches ensures that whatever code are is getting written by four developers, everything remains separate. They do not get merged in together. Okay, remember, you have single pipe. Let's take an example. You have single pipe and you are pushing water into that pipe from four different sources. Obviously, that will create problems. Okay, let's see. I'm just taking a simple example. A single pipe, you have a single pipe and you are pushing water from four different sources into a single pipe. In that case, it will create conflicts and problems. For that case, two developers never push a code into single branch. Okay, remember that. Branching is also a better and good concept for collaboration for different developers to working on a single repository. Okay, fine. Is it clear till this point? I think so. It should be clear. I have explained it much more in description. So is it clear, guys? Guys, can you stop talking about anything random? Guys, just confirm is it clear or not? I have to move forward now. And the next concept that we have is merge. Okay. Okay, great. If it is clear, then great. The next concept that I have now is merge. And what does merge means? Now I have completed the branches. Then I can move with merge. Okay. So I told you that once a new feature has been created, okay, once extra feature, new feature has been done, then you can actually merge the code back to the main branch. That is what merge I'm talking about. Okay. So merging means adding the code from one branch to another in this case. Okay. So I will tell you. So when your feature is ready, just a minute. When your feature is ready, okay. So in that case, you will do what? You will merge it back to main branch. Okay. Remember this. Once you have created a branch, okay, has been created. You have added all the features that was required. Once all the feature has been created, then you do one thing, one simple thing, that is you just merge back all the code to the main branch after whatever testing you need, whatever you need. Okay, Sachin, if you want to play the World Cup 2027, you can move out and you can move forward to 2027. Okay, right now we are not discussing about who is captain of India and what all things we are doing. Okay, so that is merge. Okay, so remember one more thing. Git also gives you so Git combines whatever code or changes you have done. Now see, let's suppose you had a file named test.js. Okay, let me write it first and then I will explain you this. Okay. Okay, two things are has been added. One is merge conflict and one is automatically adding the code. So let's suppose you have a file named test.js. Okay. Now what happened was you had two branches, right? So one was my main branch and another one was my uh, like new feature branch. Okay, let's suppose I had two branches. One is main and another one is new feature. Okay, so you had two branches. Now, again, obviously, the new feature branch took the code from the main branch, but although there would be some changes now that has been added to the new feature that is not yet in main branch. Okay, when you do the merge between new feature and main branch, what will happen is new feature will not directly override the code in the main branch. Remember this thing, code overriding does not works much better in GitHub. What GitHub will do, GitHub simply compares the code between two branches. Okay, so it compares the code between two branches. After comparison, whatever changes it finds, okay, so after comparison, whatever changes is found, it is automatically added to your where it automatically added to your main branch. Okay, so it is added to your main branch. Remember this. Okay. So what all things do we do? You had new branch, okay, and you added some new codes in the new branch. Then you want to merge new branch with the main branch. And now in this term, if I remember what I told is I am adding new feature to my new feature branch. It means that this branch will have some more code compared to the main branch. Now, when I do the merge, I am not directly going to overwrite the code from new branch to main branch. No, that's not going to happen. The code that is already existing in the main branch, it will not get overridden by the new feature branch code. But what we will do exactly is we will actually, the GitHub system, what it does it actually compares the code between new feature branch and main branch. It finds the difference between both the branches and then it merges the difference. Remember, the merge happens between the differences. The merge does not happen for the complete code base, but what happens is the difference that exists between both of the branches, they get merged together, not the complete code base. If you again and again merge the complete code base, it will take much time. It will create so many problems in the repository. So that's why GitHub works on a simple merge like rule. Compare both branches, find the differences, merge them together. That's the thing that works. Now there is one more term that has been mentioned, that is merge conflict. So what do we actually mean by merge conflict? Okay, let's suppose again the test.js is the example that we took. Now in test.js, what happened was in test.js, you made some changes. You made some changes in both the branches. Okay, so in both main and the feature branch. Okay, main and new feature branch. Now, when you made both the changes in main and new feature branch, what happens is now there will be some problem in comparison. What will be the problem in comparison is now your main will have some different code as compared to the new feature. Your new feature will also have some different code as compared to the main. Now, over here, a conflict occurs. Now, what is the conflict occurring? Now, GitHub is not able to actually come to a conclusion which code should be kept, which code should be deleted. Let's suppose I'm taking again the same example. I have test.js. In my main branch, I have a code block A. Main, I have a code A. Okay. Now, code A is difference. Okay. So code A is extra code as compared to the new feature. And in my new feature, I have code B. Okay. Two different things I have. Now remember, code A is not in new feature, and code B is not in main branch. Now the difference is out of scope for GitHub to understand. Okay, if main branch was as it is and there has been changes in the new feature branch, then we can merge it normally. But now the problem is both the branches have a difference. Both the branches have some new code that has been added. Now GitHub is not actually able to understand that which branch should be given preference or else which code should be kept and which code should be ignored. Now, in this case comes a case of merge conflict. Okay, the conflict that occurs between two branches while merging code because of the difference in both the branches. Now, over here, whenever a merge conflict occurs, the developer has to step in manually and has to make changes in the like conflict resolution window, and then only we can merge these two branches. Remember, merge conflicts are common problems that we face every day, and it's very easy to resolve if the code base is not that complex. Okay, fine. So with this, we are done with the merge, and I hope so. It is clear. Okay, I hope so. Everything is clear in this case. Okay. Yesterday I was not able to attend classes. Can I get certificate? Guys, I have told again and again. 1 day of attendance is missed. No problem with that. Okay. AI agent and yeah, let's see if I can. Okay, most probably we'll see. Okay, if I'm able to, then yeah, motivational. You can stop adding the same chat, like comment again and again. I told you, you will not have any issue. Okay. One day of attendance miss is not actually a big issue. Yeah, Srijan, it's just a merge between two branches, okay, where we just compare the codes, like not we, but GitHub compares code between two branches. It finds the difference between two branches and it just actually adds the difference to the branch. Okay, that's what conflict is. Merge conflict is simply a place or else a condition where both the branches have some changes and GitHub is not able to understand what difference should be merged. Okay, broken FF. Yes, no, yes. What do you mean by yes, no, yes? Why? What, why? Guys, if you want to ask some question, please ask it clearly. Just a simple why and what will not let me know what exactly you are asking. Okay. Okay, fine. So this was merge, and let's move forward to next concept. Okay. So the next concept that I have is local and remote workflow. So let's understand this. Local and remote workflow. So what does I mean by local and remote workflow in this case? So in local, we call it as a local repo. Okay, so whatever repo has been created on your machine, okay? So where you make changes on your machine, that is your local repo. Okay, now if I talk about the next, that is a remote. CI/CD will be started tomorrow. We'll do the practical part of CI/CD too tomorrow. Okay, let me complete the GitHub first. I have to do CI/CD on GitHub. If I'm not able to complete the GitHub now, then how will I exactly be able to start it up tomorrow? Okay, so it is hosted on GitHub and yeah, it is always open to collaboration. Okay, so remote repo is actually GitHub repository, local repo is on your machine. Okay, okay, fine. So that is my like local and remote. We have some commands in this. I will just copy and paste it up. And I want to actually now move to GitHub and I want to work over there. Okay, because I'm also getting bored with this theory. So 1 minute, let me add the code. So we just have two, three commands in this case. So like what workflow does, like how does the workflow goes on? I will just add about that. Okay. So this is the code. Yeah. So this is the workflow example. You can go through it once you are free to go through it. Okay. So now what I will do is let's move forward and let's try creating a repository first of all. Then I will move to another repository that I already have, and I will show you how exactly you can actually create branches on repositories. Now, creating branches on local system, I will leave it for you as a job, but yeah, we'll work over there. Okay, we'll see how we can create repository over here. Now, everyone, first of all, should have a GitHub account. If someone does not has a GitHub account, please create it as soon as possible because being a software developer students, if you do not have a GitHub account, obviously you will not be able to work forward. So in GitHub, I will go forward and create a repository. Okay, so you will be seeing a plus option or as a plus button on the top right corner. Click over there. You have options to create new repository, import repository, new code space, new Git organization project. So I will not get into that. I will just directly go to new repository. Okay. Once you click on new repository, now you can name it up whatever you want to name it up. So suppose I want to name my repository as GitHub test. Okay, I'm naming it up. Now remember, the name should be unique in list of your repository. Okay, the name should not be unique globally. I'm telling you, the name should not be unique globally, but the name should be unique in terms of your repository. Okay, so whatever name you are keeping for your repository, each repository should have a separate unique name. Okay, now you have given the name. Now let's move down. Now visibility. You can either keep your repository public or private. Now, if your repository is public, then anyone who visits your profile, GitHub profile, can see your repository. And if your GitHub repository is private, then only you are the owner and only you can see that repository. Okay. Now remember, I talked about collaboration. In private repositories too, collaboration happens when you give authorization to any other user to contribute to that repository. So going with private repo does not mean that it will restrict your ability for collaborations. Okay. So I will keep it as public. Let's keep it as public itself because I do not have any problems. README, if you want to add a README file, you can directly add a README file. Git ignore, if you want, you can add. I will keep it as it is. License, right? Not no need for any license. Okay. What is Git ignore? If someone has a problem with understanding Git ignore, so in a project when we work with web development, we have many modules and we have many folders that we do not want to push to GitHub. Okay. So we just want it to be on your local machine. We do not want it to get to GitHub. In that case, what we do, we create a git ignore file. Okay. In that case, we create a git ignore file so that Git can ignore those all folders and files while pushing the code to GitHub. Okay, that's what git ignore is. As the name suggests, git ignore just contains a list of folders and files that Git has to ignore while pushing the code. Okay, that's one thing. So I will click on create repository. Yeah, live at Banastali, you can wait for some more minutes. Okay, I will give you the attendance form. Okay, so these are the commands that you need to actually run on your local system to initialize Git, to add your origin and all. Okay, again, I'm not getting into this part. So I have created repository. I hope so everything is clear till this point. Okay. Now I do not have any code in this repository, so I will not get an option to actually create branches. Right now there is no option for branches. Okay. If you want to change the visibility again, you will have to go forward in settings, move to the bottom, and you will get an option to change visibility. You can do that part. Now what I will do is I will move to any other repository and I will try working on there. Okay. Okay. So this is one of the past repository that I have over here. We need to clone a fork. No, you have created new repository. Why do you need to clone? Okay. You just need to run those command that was given and whatever code you have on the local machine that will get pushed. Okay. Cloning and forking are next different concept. Okay. So I am on this repository. Now I have some code. Right now I just have a single branch, that is main branch. I do not have any other branch that has been created for now. Okay, great. So now if I want to create a new branch, what exactly do I need to do? Okay, so if I want to create a new branch, I will have to move to the branches. Okay, so after just beside to the main, you have an option of branch. Just click on that. You will now get a list of branches that has been already existing, that has been created. Okay, so over there, what you will do is you will just click on new branches. Once you click on new branches, just name your branch. Let's suppose I'm naming it as feature branch. Okay. Now source. Always remember there will be one main branch from where I will be taking all the source to my new branches. Okay. So I'm keeping my source as main branch itself. And then you click on create new branch. Okay. So a new branch has been created. Similarly, if you want to create new or like extra one or two branches, you can do that part. Okay, again, it's your choice if you want to do. Now that is creation of a branches. Suppose I want to see the codes in the feature branch. I will move to feature branch and I will see those codes. And yeah, that is it. Now let's suppose I want to create a new file in this branch. Okay, I'm directly creating the file from GitHub itself. I'm not moving to any local machine. Let's create a new file in this case. Name of a file test.txt. Okay, okay, I am checking merge concepts. Okay, so I will write this up and I will commit changes that will actually create a new branch. Why you give the main branch? Okay, so main branch is created by default. I have not created the branch named as main. So when you create a new branch, a default branch gets created by the name of a main or else master. Right now, we have moved away from the master convention because it was kind of racist. Okay, why it was racist? Because of a master slave concept that has been running in society. So that's why now GitHub has moved away from creating a master branch. If you want to create a master branch for your own need, you can name it up. But by default, now main branch gets created. Okay. Okay, so I have actually added something that is test.txt in my feature branch or else in my test what feature branch is in my feature branch. Now let's test our merge concept. Before merge concept, I have to complete one more thing that is pull request. Okay, so let's again move back to the same theory and let's complete the pull request and then we will be able to understand the merge concepts. Okay. Okay, let me complete this pull request and then I will share attendance with you. So what is pull request in this case? Okay, so you had two branches, right? You had two branches and you made some changes to one of the branch. Now you want to actually add the code. So after making changes in your branch, you want to merge the code. Okay. Now that's where your pull actually comes into play. Okay. So you now pull a code from other branch to main branch. Okay. So I'm taking an example of a main branch. You can also pull the code from any branches to any branches. Okay. It does not has any restriction. Okay. So pull request is just pulling up the code from one branch to another branch that I can think of. Okay. So you had two branches, you add some changes and now you have to merge the code from one branch to another branch. You have to create a pull request. Okay. So that's a basic thing that you do. So famously, we call pull request as PRs. Okay, so you would have listened about PRs. Most of the developers use short form that is PR. So it stands for pull request itself. Okay. Now let's move to creating a pull request and understanding. Before that, let me share the attendance. Just give me a moment, guys. Just a moment. Do not worry, I will not cover any other concept other than GitHub, so that you can practice it up. Okay. So CI/CD and whatever will be covered, that will be started tomorrow. Okay. So we have time, so we'll go forward. Yeah, you can mark your attendance. I have pasted like I have pinned it up on the top. So please mark your attendance and please do not forget to mark your attendance. Okay. So I was talking about PR. So let's move to back again to this branch. Now, I have a main branch, I have a feature branch. In feature branch, I created a file name as test.txt. Okay, so in test.txt, what I will do is I will add some changes. Okay, I will add some changes. Sorry, not I will not add some changes. I have added some changes. Okay, okay, just excuse me for that. So I have added some changes named as test.txt. Now, main branch does not has those changes. Okay, main branch does not exactly have those changes. So I do not have any file name as test.txt. I have it in feature branch, but I do not have in a main branch. Let's suppose test.txt is the change that I wanted to implement in my code base in the feature branch. So I have made all the changes, whatever changes I wanted to make, that has been done. Now I want to just simply merge these two branches. Okay. So to merge branches, I have to create a pull request. So you can see an option of pull request. Go forward over there. You have to create a new pull request. Click on new pull request. So the four developers, four branches, and in the main as a center repository, we need to merge it as developer pull the request. Yes. Every time you merge a code between two branches, you have to create a pull request and then you have to merge it up. Okay, so once I have created on create new pull request, I have option from which branch to which branch do I need to merge or else do I need to create a pull request. I will pull the code from feature branch to main branch. Now, remember, I told you about comparison. Okay. So what happened was I chose two branch. Those two branches were compared with each other, and we got a difference between those two branch. What is the difference? The difference is test.txt. Okay, that is the difference right now. Okay, again, remember, I told you not the whole code base is getting merged, only the difference. So we are here with the difference. As soon as you are in the way of creating a pull request, the difference already gets calculated in the process. Now I got the difference. Okay, I got the difference in between those two branches. Now I have to just click on create pull request. Then again, you have to add a title of creating a pull request. You have to add a description. Always try adding a title, like a meaningful title that can give you a understanding of why you exactly created those pull requests. Description you can skip forward. No need to add description. But if you're working on a production level application, where you should add a description, so that once you visit back those pull requests again, in that case you can understand why were those pull requests created. Okay, so I will move forward and I will finally click on create pull request. Now remember, my job is not yet done. I have just created a pull request. Merge is not yet done. Merge is not yet done. Now pull request has been created, and it's loading. Let it get loaded. So it will again check if I'm able to merge between those two branches, or I have any merge conflict or not. Okay, so I have to look into that. So let it complete its checks, and once the check is done, then I will move forward with merging those pull requests. Okay. Now, one more concept. Now, PR has been created. You can also review those PRs. Okay. So you can go to the file changed option and you can also see what all files has been changed right now in your repository. That is also one thing. Okay. Okay. Let it complete the load process and then I will move forward. Okay, so now remember, every time the developer who make changes does not actually merge the code, he will create the PR and he will leave it for the senior developers to review the pull request that he has created. So they can actually review those changes and they can actually add comments. Let's suppose I added a comment that structure can be changed. Okay, I added a kind of comment that structure can be changed. Okay, not changed. Okay, and I can actually add this comment over here. Okay, so there will be one comment added from my side to whoever has created this pull request. If everything looks fine, I will just click on merge pull request. Now over here we are starting with a merging concept. Till now we just created a pull request, we haven't merged anything. Now we are merging the code. I will click on merge pull request. Now again, GitHub creates a multiple checkpoints. Okay, one click cannot merge your code. You will have multiple checkpoints. So why do we need these all things? Okay, remember, if you are working on a production level app or application and you push any wrong code, in that case your deployment will crash. So for that case, you need to have multiple checks. Again, I got another button to confirm my merge. I will click on confirm merge, and now my merge has been completed. Okay, now my merge has been completed. After this long process of creating a PR and then merging my code, now I am able to actually merge my code together. Okay, this is a full length of thing that you have to do to create a pull request and to review a pull request to actually merge the code. Okay, now you also have an option to revert. So if the code that you actually added to the main branch is not functioning well, you can actually click on revert. You have an option of revert. Okay, so now revert just directly reverts whatever changes you have done. If the revert changes are fine, in that case you can just again create a pull request and you can pull those changes. Okay, fine. So this was a long process that we actually did. Okay, now remember, in revert process we again created one more branch named as revert one feature branch. So whenever you revert a code, a new branch gets created. Okay, fine guys, is it clear till this point or not? I hope so you have also marked your attendance, and yeah, do not forget to mark your attendance. And Yeah, tell me if it is clear till this point or not. If everything is clear, I will just give you a list of step-by-step exercise that you need to complete. Okay, that will again be a assignment that you have to submit at last. Yesterday, I gave you one assignment of deploying HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code, and today this will be a assignment. Okay, if there is any command in this code that has not been covered, you can skip that. But other than that, if the command has been covered, then please try adding it up, or else please try completing that up. Okay. Yeah, so these are the commands that you have to try running up. Okay, fine. Okay, so you can try it out later after the session. And is there in see submission? I will take it at the last. So I will remember whatever assignment I am giving you daily. So I will take these submissions at the last after the boot camp. Okay. So just complete these parts and try adding everything on a single GitHub repository if possible. And so till now two assignments, right? Yes, till now yesterday was one day of assignment and today another day of assignment. Okay. So whatever assignment I'm giving, everything will be collected at last. So just complete it. So I think so we will be done in 2 days. So this was day three. So 8 and 9. Most probably I will ask you to submit it on 10th or 11th. You will have 2 days at max to submit it up. Okay, guys, is it fine? Is it fine till this point? Guys, is it fine or not? If there is any doubt from your side, you can directly ask me. If there are no doubts, then fine and great. The next concept that I have remaining is CI/CD, and obviously I'm not going to start it today because yeah, a new concept on a new day, and we'll complete it tomorrow itself. We'll just understand the basic of CI/CD, and then we'll move forward with creation of continuous integration code on GitHub. Okay. Great. If everything is crystal clear, it's great. So, guys, please mark your attendance, and if everyone has marked your attendance, I will leave it for you right now. Will not move forward with a new concept of CI/CD right now, and yeah, we'll start it tomorrow. In a state assignment, we need to create your own code or GitHub. See, I added a code in notes, and you can take up that code. If you do not want to use that code, just take any HTML, CSS, and JavaScript codes from somewhere and push it to GitHub and try deploying it up. Okay. I do not actually care if you are using the same code or different code because that's not a point that's important. The important point over here is the deployment. If you are able to deploy it up or not, that's the important point for me. Yesterday's assignment, see, yesterday I gave assignment over where you had to add HTML, CSS, and JavaScript code to GitHub, and you had to deploy those that code on GitHub directly. Okay. Isha, yesterday's assignment I already explained. Today's assignment is all those commands that has been added to the notes. Again, you will get the notes from the community, so you can get it over there. Sijan, I think so. If you are added in community over there, you will get this notes shared. If not today, by tomorrow or else whenever possible, they will share it up with you, so you can get it over there. Okay. Okay, yes, fine. So, please mark your attendance and yeah. So if you have marked your attendance, if you deploy it privately, I would not be able to assess it up. See, to deploy a website on GitHub, you need to have a repository that is public. A private repository cannot be deployed on GitHub. So when you try deploying a website on GitHub, it will ask you to convert your repository to a public repo. Okay. So deployment works only on a public repository, not on a private one. Okay. Fine. Is there any other doubts from your side, guys? If there are no extra doubts, I will end it up here and I will start up tomorrow again fresh with the CI/CD concepts that are remaining. Okay. Yes, Srijan, the Canva will be shared with you. Do not worry. Okay, fine, guys. Now let me take my leave, and yeah, we'll meet you tomorrow again at the same time, 7 o'clock. We'll take 1 hour lecture tomorrow, and we'll complete this CI/CD work that is remaining. We'll do practical. We'll do some of the theory too. Okay. What Riti? What no? I guess if you write something, just write it complete. Okay. Yes, sir. No, sir. Like I sometimes get confused with what exactly are you trying to speak. Aditi, whatever you are trying to ask, can you ask it more in descriptive way so that I can understand it? Okay, fine, guys. I think so. I should take the leave. Okay, guys, fine. Thank you for joining. Good night, everyone. Let's hope you have a great night ahead, and please practice all other things that have been done. Okay, I just got fumbled somewhat. Okay, so bye bye, guys. Thank you. Good night. We'll meet you tomorrow. Bye.